work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me by that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, 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 line. In the girls and murder, da, 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 da. Try me, I deserve it. Nothing to have you lurking.
Yeah.
You make a like, now you not like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the righteous. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I must leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for phone.
Hey YouTube, it's your girl Miss Angie, and we are back with another video. And of course it's Tuesday, and we're doing Let's Talk Tuesdays with your girl Miss Angie. Anyways, if you don't know, I decided to do a little segment on my channel, which is going to be called Let's Talk Tuesday, which would just be random topics that I just want to talk about. And I guess, like I said, as my following continues, I would like people to, comment and talk about the topic, and also maybe add in ideas of great topics to talk about for, each Tuesday. So anyways, the week has already, pretty much has started. My bonus daughter, her birthday was this week, and she turned 13, and it was like crazy because wow, time is flying. And so just looking up and having a teenager, in the house and everything is just, it's super exciting. And it also comes with, learning and trial and error and everything. So she definitely enjoyed her birthday. We had took her bowling and went out to eat, and the kids just had a fun time, and she definitely enjoyed her gifts and stuff. So it was really nice, to see her enjoy her birthday. So let's get into the video. I wanted to actually wanted to make a full video about this topic, and I decided, no, I'm going to go ahead and put it on my Let's Talk Tuesday. So anyways, I wanted to talk about, if you see from the title, this is a story about a bat. Now, I know you're probably sitting there thinking to yourself, what in the world is this girl about to talk about when it pertains to a bat? And I understand. So let's get into this conversation. Anyways, first of all, I don't mind pets. I like dogs. I'm not a cat fan, and I know there are people who love cats. I'm just personally not a cat fan, but I love dogs. I've had a dog. When I was younger, I even tried to adopt a dog. Like, the dog was just chilling in the backyard, because where we stay, we had a townhouse, and I'm like, oh, let me just buy him little stuff from the Dollar Tree. I bought him like a little bowl and a little thing that I could try to hook him up to the little gate, and that lasted for like 1 or 2 days. Fed him, bought him some little dog food, and then that was it. So I mean, I like dogs. I have no problem with dogs. So I when it comes to those type of, that type of animals, animal that you can have in the house, it's all good. Now, when me and my daughter stayed in our apartment, we stayed not too far from where a park was. And so now it's another level of animals, right? It's like we were seeing deer, what I'm saying? We were seeing different type of birds that were not your normal, your normal birds. And it was really full wildlife, right? You see a lot of more squirrels because you're by a park, rabbits, the skunk thing. I'm so done with the skunks, y'all. I'm not a skunk fan at all. So it was a lot. It was a lot of wildlife activity. But this particular day, your girl had a true encounter with a bat, okay? But let's get into how it happened. So anyways, like I said, me and my daughter, we were staying in an apartment. It was just me and her. She was actually asleep in the bed with me. And it was probably around 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. And I just hear this ruffling noise. And I'm like, what in the world is that? Now, my first reaction, now you guys know, when it's early in the morning, you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, okay, it's so many things, because when you're when you're asleep and you're waking up from a good deep sleep, you don't know what to think. So my first thought in my head was, it sounds like somebody's in the apartment with some track pants on. Now, usually my mom would come to the apartment. She would come when my daughter's in school, you know, when she goes to school, she would come and, you know, come early. And so she had a key. But at this appointed time, it was the weekend or I was off. Something was going on, so my mom would not be there. So now I'm like, okay, there's somebody in the apartment with a full tracksuit on because it's making that ruffle noise. And we know how tracksuits sound. They have that like fluff. Not that fluff, I'm sorry, that plasticky like noise, right? So I'm sitting there and I kept hearing it. So I'm like, okay. Now I do keep like sometimes I'll take the bags that you might get from Walmart or Kroger. I'll keep a few of those because of course, hey, we all need bags, right? So I keep a few in the cabinet. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's what's going on because I kind of peeked my head out to see like, okay, I'm hearing something. I'm like, maybe the bags could be falling out the closet or maybe, you know, something like we all have had thrown trash, you know, something in the trash and maybe it hasn't fully settled. So it like seeps down into the trash bag, right? I'm thinking of all these things because my mind, I'm an overthinker, right? Okay. So I'm looking and I don't see nothing. So I'm like, all right, let me go back and I hear it again. So now I finally like, let me get up. You know, because like from where my bedroom is, I can see the kitchen, I can see the dining room. So I'm like, let me kind of get up and peek out to see out the door. And I kid you not, like I said, I'm still in that state. And I know y'all gonna think I'm crazy. I'm still in that state of like, what is the noise, right? What is going on? So I look out and it's something like gliding. And so mind you guys, it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's like a stingray. Now, I know what y'all thinking. And I know y'all can be real, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all can be like, girl, what the heck? What you mean a stingray? Because it's in the water. But you got to understand at 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, you looking and it's all black, but it's like gliding. It's like gliding and had like these, like it looked like wings. So I'm thinking like a stingray. Or I'm thinking like some type of like aquatic animal, which there's no water, clearly. But in my head, I'm like, what is that? So I proceed to close the door. I'm like, here we go. Because at this point, when I seen it kind of gliding, I'm noticing that it's gliding to the living room. So I'm like, close the door. So at this point, because I don't want to keep the story long. And I'm mad because y'all, I don't have I'm still learning this whole YouTube thing. So I wanted to add like the sound effects and all of that, but y'all can't get that in this video right now. But other than that, just bear with me at this point. So if I haven't lost y'all yet. So anyways, I'm sitting there and I'm like, close the door, waking up my daughter. I'm calling people. I'm like, you know, and at this moment it's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I can't call the leasing office. So I'm trying to figure it out. So in between time, I'm peeking out there. I'm like, okay, I closed the door because I'm not even thinking about what this is or how it got in. I'm just knowing that this thing is gliding. And I only had like the little light over the stove that was on. So you can't really fully see. I don't have no, you know, because I don't have no, dining room light on, no living room light. It's just the light in the kitchen. So it's barely like you can't really see. So of course it's gliding into the living room. It's dark because of the time, you know, it's early in the morning. So, okay. I'm like, all right, I'm calling. I'm like, I don't know. You know, I'm trying to get help. Long story short, nobody was there to help me, right? I'm like, all right. So now let's go into this whole mode of survival at this point because I don't know what it is. And in my head, I'm thinking it's a stingray and we're not in water, right? All right. So we're all on the same page. I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay. Now my daughter, she was the trooper of the whole thing because she like, what's going on, mommy? I'm like, something out there. I don't know what it is. We got to figure out. So I decide, okay, we're going to try to go out the window at this point, right? So I'm thinking to myself like, okay, take the screen out. Now, at any point in time, I love the fact that the one thing I loved about my apartment, let me just jump into this, was the fact that I kind of had the forest view. I had the trees, I had the bushes and all of that. So there's a number of bushes in front of my window. How are we getting out, right? Hadn't got that far. I just knew, let's get the screen out, right? So I'm looking and I'm like, okay, we can jump out. I'm like, I could put her out and then I come out, but then it's nothing but branches and all of this from these bushes, right? And I'm like, at this point in time, I don't need the bushes there. I need these to be removed, but they're there. And so, you know, here we go. So now, okay, in the midst of thinking about it, okay, it's starting to get a little light outside, and I look over by the door and I'm like, what is that? What is that? It is rolled up. It's rolled up at this point. So what I saw that was floating at first is rolled up. What is that? And that's when I figured out, okay, this thing is in the room with us. It's in the room. It's in the room with us. I'm like, oh my goodness. So now I decided, because at first, now this is another part of it. Now, when I did close the door, I did roll up. I think it was like maybe like a cover or whatever. I had some clothes in there. I kind of rolled it up and put it by the door. Whatever it was, and I think I had put my tote there. So I put the tote there. Let me not forget that part. I did put a tote and rolled up some clothes. But whatever at that time in my head, whatever this is, got through. So it kind of climbed up, well, not climbed, I'm sorry, y'all, crawled up under the little door part. So I'm like, what is that? I'm screaming. You know, my daughter's freaking out. I'm like, get on the bed. Because at this point, I already, you know, we trying to figure out how to get out the window. We already dressed to try to get out the window. Like, I already told her, look, we got to change out the PJs, get on some clothes. We trying to figure out the exit. And in the midst of the exit, my man's, and I, you know, at the time, I didn't know it was a bat. But he come in, and he's in there with us. So now, I'm at the point of, okay, now I take the tote, I throw it down, block it again. All right, got to figure it out. I'm thinking maybe he might have went up. I don't know what I was thinking at the point, y'all. I just knew, okay, we got to figure it out. And in the midst of that, the bat moved so fast that it's in the corner of the door. So the door is already closed. It made it to the corner where the door is in my closet. And I saw it. And I'm like, ah! So my dog like, ah! So anyways, in fast mode, I take the tote, and we know them totes that you put your clothes in, or storage tote. I take the tote. I'm throwing weights. I had my workout weight. I'm throwing the weight. I'm throwing the old cell phone. Where did it come from? I don't know. Thank God it wasn't my cell phone, because like I told you, I was already calling people. I'm throwing clothes. And I threw the tote again, and I'm throwing it again, and I'm trying to smash whatever it is. And so then I'm like, open the door. Told my daughter, get the keys. She get the keys. So we running out the apartment, okay? Full speed. Running out the apartment. Finally made it to the truck. I remember calling I called my sister T. I said, T, look, girl, we up. We made it to the car, because I remember calling her before. She had already told me, like, look, I ain't gonna be able to get to you. If I could, I would. And I can't remember how the whole situation go. But anyways, so we make it to the car. Finally called the leasing office. The leasing office told them that it was something in the house, you know, whatever. And I don't know if I kind of made it out that it was a bat by them. But anyways, the maintenance guys go in the apartment. I told him, I said, it's in the back corner, right in between the door and the closet. I was letting them know, like, look, it's over there. I don't know what it is, but I think I killed it. Because at this point, I don't know. I just remember telling my daughter, get the keys, we out the door. So anyways, he go in there, and he had a big cloth, because I guess he thought the bat was flying. No, like I said, if I would have told him I thought it was a stingray, he probably would look crazy at me like, lady, what are you talking about? But anyways, so he go in there, he looking around, man, I'm telling him, no, you got to look in that corner. I said, I threw almost everything I had over there in that corner. If I could have picked up my dresser, I would have threw my dresser at it, but I ain't got the skills to do all of that. I got too much in my dresser. I had my TV on top of it, all of that. But anyways, so he go in there, he look, and then he bring it out. And I kid you not, it was a baby bat. But it had the little fang teeth or whatever. Because like I said, first of all, y'all, I've never worked at a zoo. I never worked for no nature. Like, I don't know nothing about this. Like I said, the closest I got to nature was being out here at my apartment, and I see the deer and the squirrels and the rabbits and all of that, right? So anyways, I kid you not, you see the little teeth. His head was turned like that. Wings was out. Laid out. He said, you must have really killed it. I said, yeah, I I done threw everything I had at this bat, okay? I hope I killed it. That was the whole mission. But I wasn't waiting around to see what it was and what was going on. But anyways, so yes, it was a bat in my apartment. And when I tell you, I remember when I like I said, you know, I love dogs, like I said, as far as pet go. And it was funny because it had me think about this at work when my best friend, they had a bird when she was staying with her parents. It was a bird that got in their house, and I remember that. And I'm like, you know what? They gotta find something to get these animals should not be able to make it in your house, right? But the guy, anyways, he kind of was looking around. He was like, I don't know how he got in, but I see now that the bats will go under the door. That's how they would get in, because I looked around too, and I'm like, where would this bat have came from? Like, all my windows was closed. Anytime I had the little sliding door for my patio, I will always lock that, close it at night. Like, there was no way. But when I figured out whatever got under the door when I closed it to my bedroom, I'm like, okay, you know, that's how he had to have gotten in, from sliding under the door. So anyways, this concludes Let's Talk Tuesday. I wish I could have really did some more prompts and all of that and made this video wild, but like I said, I'm learning YouTube, y'all. But anyways, I just felt like this was going to be a funny story to put on Let's Talk Tuesdays. I figured this would be a good conversation piece, because I'm sure we all have had encounters with some form of animal in our backyard or whatever the case may be. And I just felt like, you know, hey, this would be a good way to brighten up your Tuesday, talking about these crazy animals out here, okay? Because they be out here. But anyways, I just want to tell you guys, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to your girl's channel, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks. Bye.